Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2024. That's RVAsec 13th in the 13th year this year at the Marriott Richmond, June 4th to the 5th, 2024. I got a couple really cool speakers for you that are going to be at the show this year. I want you to welcome Mr. Caleb Gross. He's the Director of Capability Development, and Josh Shomo. He's the Staff Security Engineer at bishopfox.com. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Hey, now, the title of your lecture, or talk is a better way to say it, Patch Perfect, love that, very clever. Harmonizing with LLMs to find security vulnerabilities. So LLMs, for people who don't know that, are large language models. And you're going to be talking about this revolutionary leap forward in security research. And you're going to answer the question, is it just spicy autocomplete, or does the truth lie somewhere in between? So my first question, I think we'll throw it to Caleb, is what are some common misconceptions about using LLMs in security research, and how does your talk aim to address these misconceptions?
Yeah, great question. First, I got to give props to Josh for the title. I agree, pretty clever. I think the best way to address that question is to note that there's kind of a split set of opinions or consensus in the security community about the use of large language models in an offensive security setting. On the one hand, you might have vendors of a large language model stating that this new model that we just released can do everything that a human hacker can. It can find vulnerabilities in source code. It can actively scan and discover vulnerabilities deployed in live software. And on the other hand, you have practitioners who might often say, no, there's no way it could do something like that, and a language model will never be able to do the kinds of things that a human can do. And so some of the work that Josh and I have been doing over the past couple months, and I'll say largely Josh and me contributing ideas here and there, is to try to figure out, is there a reasonable balance between those opinions? Might we be able to employ the use of language models just for particular segments of a hard problem, rather than saying a language model can do the whole thing or it can't do any of it? So I think that comes down to decomposing a problem before you try to apply yourself or a language model or some combination of the two to try to solve it.
So Josh, what are the key challenges you've encountered when integrating LLMs into patch differing process, and how have you addressed those?
Yeah, I'd say the first hurdle is really that when you're doing patch diffing, you have generally a disassembler giving you a graph view or a custom application showing you differences, but LLMs work in a text-based way. So just gluing the right tools together and getting them in line so that we can get a set of outputs that work and like an LLM could parse is really the first major hurdle. And then the next is along the lines of, how do I walk an LLM through doing the logical steps that it needs to do in order to do a patch diff analysis, right? Just being able to look at the functions that have changed, be able to identify what that update is, and then is it security related and specifically related to the advisory we're looking at? So the definite hurdles have been like understanding how to get the tech or get LLMs to answer the question, and then guiding them to answer it well.
So let's talk about the iterative experimentation process. Can you use this process to refine LLM prompts and improve their performance in identifying vulnerabilities? Josh, I'll throw that back to you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the iterative approach that I took is more centered around the vulnerabilities that our team has already exploited and done analysis on previously, and then seeing, hey, can an LLM do that same analysis or help us do that faster? The starting point is really giving the LLM the same information that we always start with, being an advisory and a patch diff. And then seeing, like, I started it at a question akin to do the analysis and tell me the vulnerable function. And of course, that didn't work immediately first try, but it helped us to find what it could do, what LLMs could do out of the box, and what gaps needed to be filled or how to lead it down the right path. So the iterative prompt is more around the methodology is around taking that large question, breaking smaller components, and then working through step by step. Hey, can you even tell me what this function's doing now? What changed about it? Can you tell me if it's related to the vulnerability? And then doing different prompt engineering techniques until we run multiple trials, see what prompt engineering techniques work, what prompts are better than others, and then go with the best results.
So, Caleb, what would you like people to take away from the talk at RVAsec? What would you like them to really grasp the concept here?
I think a couple of important takeaways are that, first of all, when we're taking a very applied approach to testing language models, we're really trying to answer the question, would I use this in my day-to-day experience as a practitioner? That the ideal answer is yes, to some degree, and also in not being theoretical. This is a real picture at how we're trying to operate at Bishop Box. So if we're telling you that there's some value, it's because we're exercising it ourselves today.
Excellent, guys. Look forward to it. I won't be able to make it in person this year, unfortunately, due to some travel restrictions, but I'll try and catch it on the video when Jake puts it out. So good luck at your lecture, RVAsec. That's June 4th to 5th, the Marriott Richmond, RVAsec 2023, RVAsec 13 and 13th year. Guys, it sounds interesting, and look forward to meeting you next year, maybe. Good luck.
Thanks.
See ya. Thank you so much.
All right.